So we're back with the GLC and it's build day. Everything we did last time is all dry. All the parts have arrived pretty much. I think there's a couple of little bits that are still missing, but they're not going to stop us, so let's get building it. Up against it time wise a little bit at this point, because due to having to order so many parts and figure out exactly what we need and obviously wait for them coming, this leaves us just a week to get this car finished. Now it's booked in at Mercedes because they're going to do a service and MOT and give it a good once over just to make sure everything's back together properly, you name it. We're then going to be doing a 600-mile road trip. We need to go to the south coast and then stop in somewhere on the way back that we're going to for quite a while. So, as I say, we've got this week to get this done, so time's tight, so let's just get on with it and get things fit. Now we think we've got everything at this point. There's obviously going to be a few bits that we're still waiting for, and maybe a part or two that's broken, that's not been spotted up until now, till we start trying to rebuild it properly, but let's get done as much as we can. Right, I've been struggling with this for a while, trying to get this lined up inside that crash cam, and I've just figured out why. This hasn't been machined properly. It's basically a set of holes at the top, a set of holes at the bottom, and a set of holes in the middle, and they don't line up, they're not even close. The centre holes are off, so that if you go through that first hole and the second hole, the metal's hitting halfway on the bolt through there, so that's going to need drilling and correcting before that gets fit. So I've been messing around with this for about 10 minutes trying to figure out why I couldn't get these bolts and get this lined up, even why all that's loose, even when all that's loose. That's why. So drill it out. That's it. Right, that's all that lot fit. I'm going to leave absolutely everything loose at the moment until I've got all the bolts in, and then kind of gauge where it is, just make sure absolutely everything's central to the chassis, and then go from there. So I think now it's these brackets back on. This one's okay, but the one from the other side didn't survive. these bolts that go through the crash bar have to go through the slam panel first. So, back out. Now these are the bonnet actuators. Basically what happens if the car detects an impact at the front, it blows these bars and they pop out and they move the hinge. These hinges can actually be reset, but you can't actually reset them because as soon as these have gone they bend everything. And just trying to shut the bonnet's about here, it's nowhere near central, so they're a one-time thing. Once they've gone, they've gone. So we'll take them out, throw them in the bin. We've got some new ones of those. I think they were about 50 quid each. Got new hinges, got a new bonnet, so we'll get on that now, and hopefully everything should line up. And once everything's lined up and I'm happy with it, with the bonnet kind of shut, then I'll start tightening everything on the slam panel, all the crash bars, everything like that, because it's all on and it all fits lovely, but it's probably not going to line up first attempt, so it's all it's on semi-tight, so I can move it around a little bit, and once I'm happy with its position and alignment, then everything will be tightened up. But I think first things, the bonnet, get the new bonnet on, and then that'll give me a better idea of exactly where things line up. Right, it's time to fit the brand new bonnet hinges. These are from Mercedes, so these are genuine bonnet hinges. I've painted them black just so they match. Now, although when the actuators blow, they don't always bend the hinges on the bonnets. I think the reason these hinges were bent so badly is because of the impact, so regardless of both being changed. And then I enlisted some help off Laura, aka the Burt, to help us get the bonnet back on, the new bonnet. And she's actually been really good with this build. Obviously with it being her car, I think now she realises how exciting it can be ordering these parts and ordering some parts that maybe make the vehicle look a little bit more personalised, a little bit more custom. I think she's quite enjoyed doing it with me, finding these bits to make this car her own. So obviously this is her vision, I'm building the car for her. So yeah, it's going to be exciting to see what she thinks of it. Right, now we've got the front bumper and the wing painted all dry. It's been a few days, so I've given it all a machine polish, sorted any little bits of dust in the paint out, stuff like that. So we're going to get the wing mounted back on the car and get the bumper rebuilt, ready to be put back on. We're still waiting for the light brackets, which is annoying because all the other parts turned up last Friday, and the two little headlight brackets are stopping me putting anything back on. They should be here today, so I'm going to get all this bumper built up, get all the electrics put back in it, the grills, everything like that, and then with a bit of luck, either later on today if they turn up, or tomorrow, we'll put the bumper back on it, and we should be almost there then, ready to fire it all back up and see if it works. So there's the wing. Looks lovely. I've tried to leave a bit of orange peel in it so it looks a bit more OEM rather than polishing it within an inch of its life, and the same with the bumper. Obviously this is just the bumper cover, so there's an awful lot of plastic parts and wires and stuff like that to put back in it. There's the crash sensors, there's 6 parking sensors, there's like an inner part of this bumper and an outer part of this bumper, and then there's about 7 other parts at each side as well to like mount things. So there's a control module that runs it all. Yeah, we'll just get through it slowly. I'm going to probably hang it up on the ceiling so that I don't scratch the new paint, and then we'll put all the parts back on it. Right, that first test fit were actually really good. I did spend quite a while trying to line up the headlights first, because one strange thing about these Mercedes is the front bumper actually mounts to the headlight itself, so depending on where your headlight is where your bumper's going to line up, which makes it quite tricky because you kind of, obviously I've had that wing off, I've had the bonnet off, I've had the headlights, everything, so I've got only really that wing to go with. So what I did was line the bonnet up with this wing, then make sure that wing fit properly, then try fit the headlights. First time I did it, it was miles off. Now there's an adjustment at the top, there's an adjustment underneath, and the bracket itself moves, and there's one down at the front here, so you've got like a three-way adjustment, which does make it quite difficult to get right. But after the second time we've just put the bumper back on, it actually fit really well. It was just slightly over to the left, so what I've done is taken the bumper back off, just moved this headlight that way and the other one that way as well, and we're going to put it back on now. That should be it, that should be all it needs. Now the bonnet shuts nicely with the headlights line up nicely with the wing, so I think it's finally time to actually bolt it up properly, and that's it to stay. So the final part at this point to fit is the crash actuators for the bonnet. These are the parts that blow up and give anyone hitting the front of the car, a pedestrian, some kind of cushion coming over the front of the car. So these are the new ones going back in, and then once these are connected, it's going to be time to power the battery back up and just hope and pray that the crash sensors that are in the front bumper that set these off during the accident, let's just hope these are okay and it doesn't set these off again. So there's only one way to find out. Now it's time to reconnect the battery, so fingers crossed that these crash sensors are okay. The only one that went off were these actuators for the bonnet, so I'm guessing that they're all fine. I think that's just when the front bumper, the one gets nipped, so if that is damaged, all it's going to do is set these off again, I'm assuming, once it's connected. So, but let's just hope it doesn't. Yep, powered up. Right, we've got the power back on, no airbags have exploded, the actuators on the bonnet are fine, so I'm just going to have a little quick test, see if the headlights and everything work okay, because one of the headlights is original off the car, the other one got bought second hand, but the modules got swapped over, so I'm hoping nothing needs coding or anything, but we'll just check that. Yep, all good. So that's a bit of a success. Now there's a few extra little bits to do, a few little modifications obviously, because why not. She wanted the calipers doing. I mean, I wanted to paint the calipers anyway because they're minging. They're all like a grey metal, but they're all corroded and they're just awful. So she wanted the Mercedes Petronas green calipers, which I think is actually going to look pretty cool. Now the wheels we're not going to refurb just yet because it's a big car and I think she's a little bit nervous about driving it, so we'll let her curb it a few times first, and because the diamond cut wheels are a good £500 to have them refurbed, so we'll let her see a few curbs before we do that. We'll do that in a couple of months when she's got used to the car. Now I think you'll agree these are not very nice. I think they're like an aluminium and they're a nightmare to clean back up, plus you can see how scratched they are, so they're never going to come back nice. But personally I don't think they match the car. There's nothing else like this really on it. They just stand out like a sore thumb. I don't dislike them when they're brand new and they've got like the nice new wheels on and a few other chrome bits like the grille. But obviously we've taken the chrome off the grille and we just want to change it a little bit, so these are going to go on it. Some matte black side steps, and these are brand new. These are a direct replacement, so they're going on, and that should complete it after the brake calipers are done. That's pretty much it. We're going to go inside after that though and change the screen, because it's got like it's got a driver screen for the car kind of settings and everything like that, the radio and all that kind of stuff, but you can upgrade it to a much bigger screen. So we've got a 12.5 inch screen going in rather than I think it's like a 6 inch, or might even be a 4 inch that's in it at the moment. So once these are done and the brake calipers are painted, we're going to go inside it and get this screen fit. Now I'm not looking forward to this because I've already got it on the table over there. I've opened the box and there's a lot of cables, a lot of connections, and I've watched a little video on how to do this, and there's quite a bit of dash to take out. So yeah, we're going to concentrate on the outside, get that completely finished while it's not raining, and then have a go at this screen. And then it was time to surprise her with the car. Now, she didn't know at this point that I'd actually finished the car for her, so when she got back from work I had it sat out the front in the drive waiting for her, and yeah, her reaction was priceless. There were definitely some tears. Bottom lip definitely came out, and yeah, it just makes it all worth it, doesn't it? If any part of this video is worth a subscribe, I think it's got to be this. Just her reaction was absolutely brilliant. It's exactly what I'd hoped for, to be honest, because this car is really nice looking and she deserves something nice. So yeah, very happy with the result, and I think she was as well. And the very next day it was booked in at Mercedes for an MOT, full service and a check over. Now this were absolutely pushing it time wise, it really was, to get this car finished, and I did try and fit the screen for her before we took it into Mercedes, but it wasn't possible. I'll tell you why in a minute, because it was a bit of a nightmare to get done. But yeah, Mercedes got it, no problems at all. It did need a bottom ball joint, which were quite odd for a 35,000 mile car, but that got sorted, that's no problem. Other than that, clean bill of health, ready to go, ready for the road trip. And it was time. So first of all we started in Leeds and went down to Bournemouth to see family for a day or two, then back up to Leeds, but stopping at Burford. And you all know what's at Burford, it's Jeremy Clarkson's, the farmer's dog pub, which we've been wanting to go to for a while after watching Clarkson's Farm. And yeah, the car performed beautifully. You can see my dad in the back there waving like he thinks he's King Charles. Yeah, funny. Now this turned out to be a great afternoon at the Farmer's Dog. We actually got lucky and pitched up and tried to just get a table inside to eat, and we got one pretty much straight away, which is very odd because the queue was massive. And yeah, we sat in there, we ate, we had a couple of drinks and then back to Leeds. But yeah, if you get a chance to stop at the Farmer's Dog pub, do it, but try and get a table because it was so busy. It was unbelievably busy. Back in Leeds, it's time for the last couple of modifications. These little puddle lights that say AMG when you open the door on the floor, these are really cool. The screen, when I first fit it, I missed like a wire off it that powered it up and it didn't work, so I pulled it back out, put the original screen in it to take it to Mercedes on this road trip. Then the second time I tried it, checked all the wiring, did it all again, pulled the dash apart, fit it, nothing. So I got extremely annoyed and ripped all the wiring back out of it thinking that it was broken, just for Laura to come up to me and say, "You do know there's a button on the centre console that turns it all on?" Well, you can imagine that went down like a lead balloon, and it turns out she was right. Lesson learned, know your car before you start working on it. It was my fault, but yeah, hours wasted. At this point now, we're done, so I'll just show you the car. Please like, please subscribe this video, and we'll see you next time. It's going to be the Porsche next again, we're back with the Porsche, so enjoy guys, thanks for watching.